All right, so this will be a warning to all politicians. I'm running for president 2024. Part 18, some more about housing. I put it in the notes there in the last one, but sometimes people don't look at the notes, so wanted to add some more to that. So we'll go in these neighborhoods that have been neglected for decades, burned out houses, vacant lots, demolished business buildings. We'll go in there. We'll start from scratch. New sewers, water lines, whatever it takes. Fix the streets, the sidewalks, put in nice, modest, modern homes, well built. And then people in the community, we'll go to the next block over and we'll, where there are people living, and we'll say, here you go, first dibs go to you. Here's the deal: no crime, no drugs, no gangs, no drugs, and no illegal guns. You sign a pledge, you get to move into the home. $400 or $500 a month, whatever it is. We look at the incomes around there and the jobs available and this and that. You get to move in. You keep that pledge, and so we'll say, after 6 or 10 years or whatever, just like a regular homeowner, except their mortgages go for 30 years or 15 years. But after so many years, you've been paying your payments, the house is yours. The house becomes yours. You have a vested interest in that community. You have, something you can sell, take and move, take the money, because you're gonna have the equity in the house. The house will be yours. You'll get to do whatever you want. Stay in that neighborhood, continue to be a part of the community, whatever. Same thing where they're the high-rise, low income or state-paid, housing and stuff like that, public housing. They're going to be apartment homes now, condominiums. You're going to pay so much per month, which means jobs. No more of this sitting on welfare. You're going to pay so much per month, and after that, it's yours. Sell it, keep living there, whatever you want to do, and you're going to have a vested interest in that community. Same pledge: no gangs, no crime, no drugs, no illegal guns. You're going to have a vested interest. Now, if you have a serious criminal record, it's going to put you on the outs. You're a rapist or something like that, you ain't getting the deal. So each state or city will have to work out what kind of boundaries they're going to have for this program. It's not just going to be available just for African Americans. It'll be available for Hispanic Americans, white people. There's lots of poor white communities around this country too. It's going to be available to them. All sign the same pledge. We're going to get on the ball here. We're going to fix this, instead of throwing, we're going to give you $1,000 a month all the time. Really? For what? To sit on their asses, get high, and eat Twinkies? No. Not have a vested interest in anything? You never said parameters on that too. You're going to give that $1,000 a month to people with criminal records and just everybody. You're not going to ask no questions, no nothing about anything. That's smart. So this way here, you have a vested interest. Your children will grow up in neighborhoods where they have a vested interest. We're going to put new schools too. We can do this. We're the United States of America. And also, because like before I was talking about, why do police officers who served their communities their whole lives and stuff. Why was that Officer Dorn, why was he working at the age of 77? Someone tell me. If it was just because he wanted something to do to get out of the house, that's fine. That's his prerogative. But if it was because he had to survive, that ain't right. That is not right that a police officer that served the community his whole life has got to continue working at his age if he doesn't want to. So these homes will also be offered to people in the city who provide for that community, who do jobs that make that community a better place to live. So this will be, you'll have police officers will get into these communities, firemen, teachers. They will get the same deal. They will get the same deal. If we can't give them decent benefits so they can retire, if we can't give them decent pay, we're going to give them something. So people, even sanitation workers, I'm not talking about sanitation workers or people who make money off of the city and are making $100,000 a year. But anybody who works for the city, street maintenance, all these types of jobs and stuff like this, where there really aren't any pensions, they're not making big salaries. These people will be also on the list to get new homes in these rebuilt neighborhoods. So it'll be a community. You understand? This isn't going to be public housing where we just shove all the people on welfare. These are going to be communities. You're going to have a vested interest in keeping it nice and keeping it safe, and as a community, not as a drug and crime zone, not as just where we put all we give people welfare and food stamps and shove them away in a corner somewhere in some slum tenement building or something like that. We're going to revamp the system, because when people have a vested interest in that community, they're more apt to care about what goes on in that community. They are more apt to want to participate in society. So these are some of my solutions. I hear a lot of these politicians say we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. They never show me nothing. They never do nothing. And say, I go back and forth across this whole country. I go through these cities. I see these places, and they're there year after year after year after year. Nothing's ever done. You see the same types of characters walking the streets. People so stoned and shit they can barely stand up. Winos, whatever. You got homeless encampments now. There's no reason we cannot do this. We're the United States of America. And that's like I say with other things, with traffic, transportation and stuff. We have the innovation. We have smart people who can come up with, new ideas. Hey, why are we going to do it that way? Why are we going to put the bike paths out with the rest of the traffic and this and that? We'll separate everything. To keep accidents from happening, keep congestion from happening. You're worried about global warming and emissions? Well, I'm sorry, mixing all that traffic together and everything causing congestion and backups and what have you, it puts more pollutants in the air. So you worried about that? We're going to fix that too. We're going to come up with different ideas. If you live in Chicago or something like that, in wintertime, guess what? You can't go ride your bike on the bike path and all this. How about a bike path under Chicago that goes from one end of the city to the other or across? You can even ride your bike to work now. And you're not going to have to worry about crime in these underground bike paths or motorcycle parkways or bike parkways, whatever we end up calling them. Because, they're going to have security, they're going to have cameras, all that type of stuff. Like I said, phones, everything like that are going to have a tag, electronic serial number tag. So anything happens, we're going to be able to find the people who've done it. They're not going to want to go out and commit a crime if their chances of being caught are sky high. There'll be cops on bikes riding through these pathways, and we're going to do them smart too. It's not going to be like you got two-way traffic in one one underground tunnel. There'll be separate tunnels. One's going one way, one's going the other way. There'll be little wide spots where benches and stuff, you want to pull over and drink a bottle of water or whatever. There'll be areas where, you know, it's not underground, where you get the sunlight and stuff when the weather's nice. You know, if you want to ride up top, you'll have ways to do that. Go from top to bottom, whatever you want to do. We are the United States of America. We can do this. Don't let them tell you, oh, we can't afford this and everything like that. They come up with money for billion-dollar sports stadiums and all types of other crap that we don't need, but they find the money for that. So we're gonna find the money. We'll print the money. We'll make the money. Whatever we got to do. It's an investment in our cities. It's an investment in the futures of the people who live in those cities. It's an investment for the whole country. So when people say, "Oh, you spend," what's the difference between giving them, you know, $1,000 a month and all this and everything the cost? The difference is they have a vested interest. They have a vested interest to be part of society. It gives children a safer place to grow up. It gives them better schools. It means less crime down the road. It means less people in prisons. It means less incidents. You got less crime, you're going to have less incidents, bad experience with the police. So, I wanted to throw that in there. You work for the city, this and that, the pay ain't all that great, whatever. Well, this is going to be another way to pay people who work in the cities. Everything from sanitation workers to street maintenance to police officers, firemen, teachers. Can't pay them? Here we go. We're going to rebuild the cities, the inner cities, and these destroyed neighborhoods, and at the same time, we're gonna take care of our people who work for those cities and the communities better. We're going to reduce crime. We're going to give people a vested interest in their own futures, instead of, you know, shoving them away and giving them welfare and food stamps and a check every month. They're going to have a vested interest. So in the long run, it's a win for everybody. You're not just throwing money away. And then, you know what? Hey, if after they pay for the homes and this and that, they move out, they want to make the profit and move out and sell the homes, you know, and gentrify the neighborhood or whatever, you know, then that's what happens. You know, or if even though they've got an interest in it and everything, they let it go to crap again. They end up turning the houses into drug houses and this and that. And we say, you know what? This is it. That's also part of the deal. This is it. Get your shit together. Get it together. We're going to do everything we can to give you a reason to get it together and be a part of society. We're going to make being a law-abiding citizen and part of this society more attractive than being a criminal is, and being a drug addict is. So, I'm putting that out there on the table. That's one of my ideas. That's what this is all about. I'm going to give you my ideas. You like them, then you write me in when the time comes, and we'll make the politicians sit up and take note. All right, wish you all the best out there. God bless.